Yeah, so we got a new champion, Yagorath, coming in February. I think, I don't know what day in February it's going to release, but hopefully, like, early February, because I want to get to play with the Worm Mama, Yagorath the Devourer. Your joys and hopes, your fears and doubts, all your petty conflicts, utterly devoid of meaning. Ah, yes, we gotta unite the Magistrate and the Paladins under this common cause of beating up the giant worm. Andrew, did you realize the gun can now have 540 damage shots with precision? That sounds terrifying. Oh my goodness. Alright, so yeah, Yagorath. Frontline, of course, 6,500 health. Where does it show the passive, though? Because they talked about a passive. I want to read more about that, like the damage reduction and crowd control reduction that they said she has. Where... is it going to say something about that maybe at the bottom? No? Skins? Okay, maybe not. I don't know. I want to see that passive, but they talked about very briefly when they introduced Yagorath. But anyways, yeah, so she has basically two primary fires. So she's a stand switcher tank, which is really cool. So she starts off basically standing still. She's like, ha, I am worm. I cannot move. And yeah, when she's standing still, planted, she just vomits on people. And if she vomits on the ground, then it leaves behind a pool of acid that lasts for 4 seconds. So yeah, the acid does 48 damage every 0.1 seconds, so 480 damage per second. So she's got damage per second, I guess, sort of equivalent to, like, Barrack, but slightly worse. And yeah, no headshots either. And so you can have 6 pulls placed at once. It doesn't say, like, if they slow or anything. I don't know. I don't know if the pulls do anything else besides just deal damage. Oh, wait, no, it explains that in the travel form. Okay, so in travel form, when she's rolling around, then she can drop 5 pulls behind her. And then here's where it says the acid pulls are. Let me go ahead and zoom in, just so you guys can see that a little bit better. Acid pulls. Each pull does 33 damage every 0.25 seconds. So, quick maths, that's about... I don't feel like doing that. Let's get calculated. 33 times 4 is... okay, so 132 damage per second on the acid pulls, so they're not a big damage threat, but they do slow enemies by 15%. So... they're kind of a zoning tool. You'll move slower, and it'll be easier for the enemies to hit you while you're inside of them. So, yeah, I do want to be a little bit careful when she puts those acid pulls down. Then her alt fire. While she's standing still, fire out a piercing quill every 0.15 seconds, dealing 170 damage on hit and exploding for 50 damage in a small area shortly after. So that's 220 damage every 0.15 seconds. So, math. 1 over 0.15 is roughly 6 2/3 times a second times 220 is a whole lot of DPS. What? That doesn't seem right. Although I guess the 50 explodes shortly after? I don't know. We're going to have to try that out in game for sure. Hitting an enemy effective with acid spray will increase the damage they take from all sources by 10% for 3 seconds. So it's like a mini luminary pocket sort of thing. So, I guess the thing it's closest to is either a hunting mark from Tyra when she's going hunting party, or a Drogo spit, except it's not going to do that much damage. It's only 10% extra, and it's only for 3 seconds. But still, you know, you do the acid spray piercing quill combination, and then line them up in front of Kinessa, you know, while they're slowed, and yeah, she can help support Kinessa and give her some kills, or something like that. So, big game with Connor Yagorath hard. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Alright, and it has a maximum of 8 charge. Oh, okay, so you can only shoot 8 of those. Alright. And then her alt fire while she's traveling is acceleration. So basically while she's traveling, she rolls up into a ball, which is her form swap here. So she rolls up into like a wheel, and then she rolls around. And this will make you go faster, and when you hit an enemy, it'll deal 500 damage and apply knockback. So it's kind of like Rom's Run, but in ball form, sort of thing. Cassie shots against Yagorath will do 1200 with a math. That sounds crazy. That sounds absolutely crazy. Alright. And then her first ability, when she's standing still, she'll hunker down for 4 seconds. Hunker down! Boom! Dome shield. No, not that hunker down. It's a different hunker down. Instead, you'll increase your base damage reduction by 25%, so sort of like a Mother's Grace. After the ability ends, deal damage to all enemies within 25 units, based on the duration of the ability. So, the base damage is 300 and max damage is 1100. You cannot be stunned, so you're crowd control immune, for the most part, while the ability is active, and it can be refired to cancel early if you want to just exit it and then move around again. So, yay, lots of damage reduction. And then while she's traveling, this ability will let out a series of 5 brief pulses that reveal enemies within 150 units to yourself and your team. So it's a team-wide reveal. So this, I think, is the first tank that can reveal people. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm just forgetting stuff and being an idiot, but she can reveal people nearby through walls. It's not like, you know, a duration, like, it's not like a flare from Strix, for example, where it's just while you're in range, you're constantly revealed. It's 5 pulses, and that's it. And the pulses last for like a 10th of a second or something like that from what we saw in the preview. So, interesting. And then, of course, her ability, too, is just swapping between forms. And then her ultimate, we saw in the preview, in the trailer, or not the trailer, the whole update show thing. It's pretty sick. So you target an enemy to start pulling them towards you, kind of like a con ult, except really slow. You swap your current health for a new 4,000 health pool. And, yeah, your target is immune to damage and crowd control and cannot move, so they're pretty much trapped. But they can still shoot you. And if your health pool goes away before they're eaten, then you drop them, and you basically revert back to your other 6,500 health pool. So the idea is they're pulling somebody in, preparing to eat them. While they're preparing to eat them, the enemy team can shoot you and try and stop you. If they don't stop you, then the target gets eaten. Now, I assume this means that Yagorath can just eat ROM, which sounds crazy. Imagine just, you know, this abyssal demon comes up, right? He's like, I have minigun, 800 DPS, but then he just gets eaten by Wormmon. That's terrifying. That's terrifying. And, yeah, it's an execute. You know, obviously, they're getting eaten. It's like Moji turning people into snack and eating them, except much more gruesome and much more cinematic. And it can only be used in planted form, so you can't actually eat anybody while you're moving around. So you have to stand still during the entire thing. So she's going to be a very interesting tank. She's simultaneously one of the most mobile tanks and the least mobile tank in the game. So we're going to do a lot of testing with her once the PTS drops. Speaking of the PTS, still no update. Once the PTS drops, you guys know I'm going to be streaming that like crazy, making videos about it like crazy. So stay tuned for that. Consider following. You know, if you like to see PTS content, I will definitely be making a lot of that. And also subscribe on YouTube too, because, yeah, I'll probably make videos there too on the PTS. But anyways, talents. So she has 3 different talents, obviously. Her starting talent is Corrosive Acid. So you augment your acid. So basically you do more damage with the Caustic Spray. Basically it goes up from 48. What does it start at again? Deals 48 damage every 0.1 seconds. Oh, wait, is that on the acid pools? It says increase the damage done by Caustic Spray to 48, but up here it says it does 48. Eh, what? Okay. Yeah, it will be buffing the damage of the acid pools, though, to 40 from 33, so a little bit more damage on that. And it'll also buff the movement speed of your allies in the acid pools by 20%. So, yeah, she's going to be like a supportive tank, which is interesting. So sort of like another Torvald, but also absolutely terrifying to fight at the same time. Anyways, second talent. Sight begets strength. This one augments her reveal. Allies within range of your primal vision gain a stackable 100 health shield and 15% increased movement speed for 4 seconds each time he pulls. So, yeah, I assume that means you get 500 health if you get all 5 pulses on you, and now there's a 15% movement speed stack, because if the 15% movement speed stacks, 15 times 5, that's 75? 75% increased movement speed? That doesn't sound legit, so I don't think the movement speed stacks. But a 4 second 15% increased movement speed buff sounds pretty crazy. And the shield's on top of that. Let's see, then her final talent, Unnatural Persistence. So when you're on the objective, you heal for 25 every 0.25 seconds, so 100 every second while on an objective, and for 1 second while leaving the objective. And it increases the longer you maintain it, up to 65 every 0.25 seconds. So, 65 times 4. I'm too lazy to do the mental math. That's 260 healing per second. So it's not broken healing per second, but it's more than Genos. Genos is 180 a second. If you stand on the objective and, you know, stay in there, get the maximum 65 every 0.25 seconds, you will be healing for more than Genos heal, so that's nice. So this is definitely the point tank talent at level 8. And then the other two, I guess, are just sort of pseudo off-tank slash buffing talents, which is interesting. It'll be really crazy to see how she interacts with other tanks and how she plays, you know, given her kit and what all she has. So let's go ahead and check out some of her cards. Let's see if there's anything interesting in here. More ammo, okay. Yeah, her acid capacity is sort of like Fernando's flamethrower slash Grok's lightning staff, where you shoot it, it drains the resource bar, and then, you know, you have to wait, regen the resources, and then you can do it again. So, yeah, more ammo. Reduce the duration and effectiveness of crowd control. by that. So just straight up crowd control reduction in her cards. Okay, interesting. Reduce the cooldown of piercing quills by that each time you hit an enemy with caustic spray. Okay, so shoot people with caustic spray, get piercing quills, shoot piercing quills, do caustic spray again. Alright, cool. Increase the health of your ultimate health pool. Yes, more health. She can get 1,000 extra health if you max this card out. 200 per tier. That's 1,000 total. That's crazy. 7,500 health worm. Alright. Drain maximum acid after hitting an enemy with piercing quills. Okay, so you can synergize ancient wounds and futile efforts. So you basically just regen both your damage abilities. That's cool. Dreadful Compact. Reduce the cooldown of hardening after hitting an enemy with piercing quills. Okay, so a lot of these. This actually reminds me of Vora's cards a little bit, where like you use one ability to reduce the cooldown of another ability. Yagorath has sort of similar cards to that, which actually makes sense considering how they're connected by lore. Last efforts. Increase the duration of vulnerability applied by hitting an enemy affected by acid pools with piercing quills. Oh, increase the duration of the damage buff. So you can increase that by an additional 2 seconds if you max that out. So that's 5 seconds total of a 10% damage buff. Interesting. Alright. Let's see, what else? End of an era. Increase the efficacy. Oh, is that the damage reduction? By 20%, but reduce its duration by 10%. Oh, so you can get more damage reduction at the cost of less duration on it. So you could kind of use this. So like, if you're anticipating like a Sky Ult or something, you could have this card in your loadout, then use your hardening, and I guess tank it better. I don't know, interesting. Or you can have the efficacy of hardening, but then get more duration. Huh, these are some interesting cards right here. End of an era, out of time. Definitely gonna have to try those out. Huh. So you could choose whether you want it to last longer but be less effective, or be more effective but last for a shorter duration. Now, can you put both of these in there? What happens if you put both these cards in your loadout? Or is that just not even possible? I don't know. We're gonna have to do some testing on the PTS for sure. Heal for that if you do not cancel hardening before it ends. So you get a heal if you use hardening all the way. Reduce the cooldown of acceleration after activating hardening. Okay, so once you harden, then you can run away with acceleration. Cool. And then the final cards for form swap. Gain lifesteal with caustic spray after swapping into planted form. Up to 50% for 3 seconds. Interesting. And considering she has more DPS than Ashe, technically speaking, slightly, barely more DPS than Ashe, that could actually be a pretty cool way of sustaining that, because Ashe lifesteal card is good, so this one might be good too. Increase your movement speed by 20% after swapping into travel form. For once. Oh, wait. Oh, so it's only 20% buff, but you can scale it up to 5 seconds. So that could be good. Even more mobility. Gotta go fast. Gain a health shield after swapping into travel form. Okay. Don't really care about that one. Reduce your acid consumption by 90% for up to 2 seconds after swapping into planted form.
All right!
Ooh. That sounds interesting. She's got some very interesting cards, honestly. Can't wait to see how they play on the PTS. And yeah, of course, she also has some skins. This is the limited one from the Season Pass, basically Green Worm Mama. Then this one is unlocked. Basically, it's her standard recolor, 60,000 gold, you get Yellow Worm Mama. Then, of course, level 50, you get the gold skin, which looks red for some reason. I don't know why she's red in the gold skin, but we'll just have to see that in game once the PTS drops. And then, in the Season Pass, you also get this Abyssal Furia skin, I think. Yeah, you get the limited Soul Stealer Furia skin, which we actually got kind of teased about. If you look in the Battle Pass here, yeah, we go all the way to the end of the Battle Pass. There's a spray. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Which already teased that, so we already knew we were getting this. You know, Pyre Furia, Abyss Furia. So yeah, there's that. So we're finally getting that skin, which is cool. Looks really nice. And also Golden Mount. Golden Griffin Mount. Still waiting for a Golden Horse, which we can use with the golden skins, but I guess this works. It's kind of cool. It's really big in game, though, so you probably don't want to use this if you're a flanker. Look, Vora's in her splash art. Oh, really? Where is she? Oh, yeah, Vora's right there. Look at that. Oh, I scrolled in too far. Yeah, look, she's right there. Cool. I was maybe not scrolling that far. There we go. Yeah, scrolling a little bit more. There we go. Okay. And yeah, you get accommodation loading frame. Where's the rank loading frames, though? I want to see the rank loading frames. I guess we'll see those eventually. Alright. Oh yeah, another thing with the Season Pass, I guess we could continue reading this. You'll get 1,500 crystals instantly, and you get 10% crystals anytime you buy crystals throughout 2021. So if you own the Season Pass, then you'll get a little bit more crystals if you need to buy some for a chest or something later on in the year. So that's kind of a new benefit that we didn't really get in the last Season Pass, which is nice. And yeah, of course, skins, talents, uncommon skin, emote, MVP pose, that's pretty much the same. This combination frame looks cool, though. Can we zoom in on that? Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Oh, it's kind of on the left, which is whack. But, yeah, it looks really cool. It looks really, really cool. I need to see the ranked frames, though. Yeah, there's some avatars. Sprays. Honestly, I don't really care about these too much. I mean, they look nice, I guess, but, you know, we get avatars and sprays every time. Also, 2 new gold skins. Gold and Terminus. Ooh. Neat. Kind of wish you were black instead of gold, with, like, gold, you know, hair or something. But, it probably looks nice in game, I guess. And Gold and Genos, you can barely see it in the splash art. Like, you can't really get a good idea of what it looks like in game, aside from, ooh, gold cloak, black sleeves and stuff. Yay, neat. Can't wait to see what that looks like in game, too. Tales of Heroism chest, 400 crystals. Oh, just skins and stuff. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna skip over these. If you wanna read these in detail, here's the patch notes link again. Honestly, nothing new in these. Like, no, there's no new skins. It's just like old skins in new chests.
All right.
Season 4 ranked Torvald skin incoming if you win 100 games. So, yeah, there's finally another reason to grind ranked again, besides if you just want to reach Masters or something. So, yeah, Berserker Torvald. Very epic. Looked cool in game. Unfortunately, he got a nerf, though. So, yeah, you also get a title, which doesn't say what the title is. Thanks, Hi-Rez. And you also get an avatar if you play 25, so... Yeah, those are just split 1 rewards. And, yeah, they actually swapped out some maps, too. So we got Timbermill in the active maps, which is fine, considering it's going to rework. And they also added Serpent Beach back, finally. My favorite map. It's been out for like half a year, and it's finally back in. And they took out Fish Market and Shattered Desert. I don't think we're going to have any complaints there. Fish Market, lopsided map. You know, Team 2 automatically gets an advantage there. Shattered Desert, I don't think anyone likes that map except Clockletone, and Clockletone is weird. So there's that. There's the ranked frames. So these look interesting. They're kind of tied into the whole, you know, darkness infested Yagorath/Vora theme. So instead of being, you know, looking gold, silver, plat, diamond, masters, or whatever, or I guess, wait, gold, plat, diamond, yeah, okay. So gold, plat, diamond, masters, grandmasters. Instead of looking like the colors and just having some like statues or something, instead it's just the evolution of the darkness. So you start off with this sort of thing. I'll zoom in a little bit more. There we go. So yeah, you start off with this, and the infestedness slowly goes across the skull, shuts the eye, and it gradually gets crazier and crazier until Grandmaster is just completely infested. So I'll be getting this one. I'll be getting the Master's border, which is exciting. It looks kind of cool. I'll still probably rock Season 2, because I think Season 2 looks a little bit better, but hey, it's a nice border, and it's a little bit of a different take on the Mastery borders, so I like that. Alright. And yeah, into the balance. So Wrecker got a little bit of a buff, very slight, 75% cap on scaling now, which is nice. Let's see. I just want to scroll through these. Did they actually miss anything on the update show, or did they actually go through everything? I think they went through everything. Yeah, they did go through all the balance changes. Okay. So yeah, there's a lot of balance changes, of course, since it is the start of a new season. So, yeah, we can just take it from the top then. Up we go. There we go. So, yeah, Androxus, Spiteful, he gets a little bit more ultimate charge on Spiteful, which Spiteful is the card that, if we go look at Androxus real quick, yeah, it's this card. So you generate 20% ultimate charge after getting a killing blow with Defiance. Now that is going to, that's going to cap out at 30% instead of 20%. So, yay, neat. Let's see, Ash, getting some buffs. So, increased cooldown reduction scaling on Ramparts, which Ramparts, is that the one that is just, after you hit someone with knockback you get it? Hold on, let's see. Shield. No, Siege, okay, so Ramparts is a different one then. Yeah, Ramparts is just the raw cooldown reduction, so that's going from 2.5 seconds max to, quick maths, 4 seconds max, I think? 0.8 times 5, I think that's 4 math, 0.8 times 5. Yeah, 4 seconds, okay. Siege Shield Watchtower, more health scaling, neat. More health scaling on Brawl. This is the one that you heal per second for I think 2 seconds after you hit people with your knockback. Let's see. Where is it? Do I have it in here? I don't. Yeah, Brawl. So heal for 120 over 2 seconds for each enemy hit by kinetic burst. So if you hit like 5 people with that, you're going to be getting a ton of healing. Atlas, small buff to Unstable Fissure. Honestly, I don't think you're going to see this anymore. Like 100 extra damage on Unstable Fissure. You're still going to see Deja Vu more. Barrack, Architectonics. Reduce the cooldown reduction of turrets. This is a nerf, right? Reduce cooldown reduction of turrets, but from 3 seconds to 2 seconds. So, not as much turret spam with Architectonics and Tinkering. finally up to 500 damage per second. Well, 510 damage per second, so it's slightly more damage than the default blunderbuss now, but you can't hit headshots, so that's kind of the caveat. But you will get a lot more damage at range now from Tinkerin, which is nice, you know, if you use that. Bum King! Dun, 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 dun. He got the Grumpy Bum cooldown reduction increased, so more cooldown reduction on cards, so you can go up to 4-second cooldown reduction max now with this card. You get more healing after using Grumpy Bomb, and you get more duration of the movement speed on Mad Bomber, which Mad Bomber, what is that cap at? Let me see. Mad Bomber, that caps out at, okay, so 7% times 5, so you can get 35% movement speed if you cap this out, and you'll get that for an extra second now. 1 more second of duration on that, which is neat. So you'll kind of have, I guess, better cards for an Accelerant build if you like Accelerant. Wrecker's finally viable against Half Shell. No, icky. Don't use Wrecker against Half Shell. Alright, let's see, Cassie. So Cassie got some interesting changes. So Dodge Roll Exaction build is going to be a little bit better now, because they're buffing Incitement, which is the card that reduces the cooldown of your dodge roll after you hit a shot, if you hit your first shot after hitting dodge roll. Or it is first shot, right? Oh my gosh. Team invite. No, I don't want team invites. Go away. Let's see. Cassie. Yeah, so if you check out Exaction, right now you get a maximum of 4-second reduced cooldown if you hit your first shot after dodge rolling, which will take it down to a 3-second cooldown since dodge roll is 7 seconds. But now, you get 5-second reduced cooldown, which means it only has a 2-second cooldown now. So you get some Chronos, you get like Chronos 2, and you should be set. Instant dodge roll reset. And if you have a Corvus Dark Gifts pocket on you, then that's just great. And you also get a little bit more healing after rolling 2, which is pretty nice. So, yeah, if you're really good at aiming, go Exaction. Next patch, you know, it'll be a little bit better. The reset is instant with Chronos 3, and you no longer need the Dark Gifts Corvus pocket. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Alright, speaking of Corvus, Entropic Breach. His ult now damages Luna and Illusions, so yay. Small buff to that. Dark Gifts. Increase the cooldown reduction from 10% to 50%, so instead of being Chronos 1, now Chronos 1.5. A little bit of a buff there. And more healing received per second, up from 50 to 75 healing per second. Still not really going to notice that too much. Stunning Visage. For some reason they got a buff. I don't know why. Like, it was already really strong, because if you hit someone with a stun, that's 400 damage, they're stunned for a second, so then you shoot them with your 1000 damage per second pistol almost. That's 1400 damage. Teleport through them, 600 damage. That's 2000 damage, and if they're not dead, just turn around and finish them off. So this will make it 2200 damage in that sequence now. So yeah, like, look, let me go in the shooting range real quick, just demonstrate this. I don't know why this needed a buff, honestly. Like, the only reason you don't see it is because everyone assumes Corvus wants to be a main healer, so they never give it an opportunity to be damage healer, just because the healing ability is so good. But yeah, Stunning Visage, it's nuts. Let's see. Corvus. Boom. And Stunning Visage. There we go. Damage build. And yeah, this is already really strong. So we just do that. And well, I poorly demonstrated it there, but let me get some Chronos just so I can spam that more. That's the wrong button. There we go, do that. So yeah, do that. Headshots, he's dead. I don't know why that needed a buff, but whatever. Hi-Res just does what they want, I guess. So let's see. Back to that. Okay. And then Spreading Influence also got a nerf. So it increased the healing reduction on marked targets from 15% to 20%. Looks like a buff if you read it out, but it's actually a nerf. So you're getting less healing on the marked targets if you're not healing them directly. So, yeah. A little bit less annoying if you just pocket a Maeve or something with Corvus. You know, she's going to have to play a little bit more carefully now. Anyways. Let's see. Cards. So you get increased cooldown reduction for each enemy hit on Unyielding Discipline. Oh, so that's the one where if you shoot someone with it directly, you get cooldown reduction. So that's actually a pretty big buff. That's more than doubling the duration. Or reduction, I mean. So that's cool. Also more damage reduction after using Projection, capping out at 25% now. And increased active time of damage reduction on Abyssal Effluxion. What is Abyssal Effluxion? Corvus? What is that? Reduce the damage taken by an ally healed by Abyssal Reconstruction by 5% for 0.3 seconds after being healed. So, is that more duration? Yeah, it's just more duration, but it's still only 5% damage reduction. I don't know if that's really worth it. Drogo's also got some nice buffs. Survival, reduce the internal cooldown in half, from 30 seconds to 15%, or 15 seconds on the card, which reduces the cooldown of your thrust if you get low. So, Yeah, where's Drogo's? I think it's still like... Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Wait, where is it? Am I dumb? Oh, there it is. Survival. Okay, there it is. Yeah, so reduce the cooldown of thrust by 100% after dropping to or below 10% health. So the way this scales is you still get, the 50% health threshold, but then it just has that internal kind of timer reduced in half. So that's nice. And also a little bit more boosted consumption reduction on Rain of Fire, which I believe that one is after using thrust, right? Yeah, after using thrust. Okay. So yeah, I actually used that card, I think. Yeah, so that's nice. Andrew, more bully. Yes, you can bully people more with Strobos now. It's great. Still waiting for him to get a damage reduction card after thrust, so that'd be nice. Anyways, Furia buffs. So Exterminate. It now sort of acts like an Inferno Beam, where the longer you stand under the beam with Exterminate, the more damage you'll take. So it increases damage per tick players under Pyro Strike take from 20 every 0.5 seconds, or 0.05 seconds. So that's 20 every second. 20 times 20 is 400 damage per second, I think. Yeah, 400 damage per step. Okay, thanks, calculator. Really not effective. Let's just have that on screen. Just for quick maths. There we go. So yeah, then it can double. So instead of 400 DPS, it'll be 800 DPS if you stand under the beam the entire duration. So yeah, pretty scary. Pretty scary. You're definitely going to want to run the max stun card, max stun duration card, when you exterminate now. Also gets more wrath generation. And reduce the internal cooldown of Light Forge. What is Light Forge, anyways? Light Forge. Where's Furia? There she is. Okay. Light Forge. What is that? Hitting Candle Soul reduces the cooldown of Pyre Strike by 5 seconds. Oh, I see. Okay, so more cooldown reduction on Pyre Strike then. Neat. 1400 damage with max stun duration card, I believe. Yeah, that sounds crazy. You're definitely going to need Resilience for Exterminate next patch. Alright. Imani. I don't understand why they're doing this. Why are they reducing the cooldown of Frostbomb and Inferno Cannon? She doesn't need this. She has... Sorry for the planes going above again. Jeez, that's like the third plane in this stream. But, yeah, I don't know why she needs this when she has such a powerful cooldown reduction build. I mean, check this out. Let's go into the shooting range again. Just to demonstrate how crazy Imani's cooldown reduction build is already. And they're nerfing her cooldowns even more. Or buffing her cooldowns even more, whatever. I don't know why. But yeah, let's see. Check this out. Imani. There she is. So yeah, if we just go... the talent doesn't really matter. We go cooldown reset. Cooling runes 4. Haint Sync 4. Affinity 5. So check this out. We just shoot our thingy. Boop. There we go. And then just slap him in the face with Pyro Balls. Boom. Look at how much the cooldown is going down. We can switch stance again, and look, I have it again. And the same thing happens with Inferno Cannon. So we just Inferno Cannon Fernando. Switch on to Ying, deal half her health. Then we just hit them with ice blocks. Look at that, we have an Inferno Cannon again. She did not need that buff. I don't know why. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. That's not a good idea. She doesn't need that. I mean, this just doesn't make sense to me. But whatever, it's happening anyways. I mean, I guess she'll be more fun now. Probably be pretty crazy to go against, though. Inferno Cannon spam, that's going to be even more of a problem now. Inara, shield buff, don't really care. Io. Io got some huge nerfs. She might be dead next patch, honestly. Goddess Blessing. Reduced damage reduction from 15% to 10%. So 1,000 heals per second, 10% damage reduction now instead of 15%. But here's the big one. Guardian Spirit. Luna can no longer capture objectives, points, or push the siege cart. Io's niche is gone. She no longer has a niche. She's no longer the only person in the game who can just, put something on point and give the team a 5-man push. So all she has now is basically a glorified turret that can be cauterized. She has 1,000 heals per second on one target, which Ceres' heals are now, I guess, better for the most part, except she doesn't have damage reduction. Her mobility is meh. Her ult is okay, I guess, in some circumstances. She no longer has that niche. So I don't know why you'd pick her next patch. Besides skins, So, she might very well be dead next patch. I'm still going to try her out on the PTS, just to see, hey, is she still okay? Is she still good? Obviously she's going to be still fine as a healer, but she's not going to be top tier now, because this is a huge change. I mean, they could have just kept her niche there, and kept it so she could push the objective, but just nerfed the health of Luna again. But no, they took the ability away completely. So, yeah. Now she no longer has that niche. She might very well be dead. You think Aya will be a throw pick next patch? I mean, I don't know about throw pick. She's just not going to have the same utility. I mean, she's still going to have 1,000 heals per second on her Moonlight, which is nice, I guess. But, yeah, this, it's not a good change for Io. So, yeah, Io mains out there. I send my condolences. This nerf is good for the other two talents. That's true. Sacrifice is a little bit better now, because you don't have to put your dog on point. But, like, is it really worth it? I don't know. They should allow Luna to be movable, like with Makoa's hook. Yeah, that would have been a good change. You know, make it so Luna can sit on the objective, but you can knock her off with Ashe, or hook her off with Makoa, something like that. See, Vikings got the good idea for that. This might kill Io. Alright, Kinessa. Well-deserved nerf to steady aim. Reduce the time limit for bonus damage from 7 seconds to 4 seconds, so you're going to have to capitalize on the bonus damage a lot quicker now. And also reduce the additional damage from 30% to 20%. So she's no longer going to be able to hit 2100 damage headshots with steady aim, and 1580 damage body shots with steady aim. So, let's see. Where's my calculator? There's my calculator. So, let's see. 1580. Or no, not that. 1200 times 1.3 is, yeah, 1560. So then 1200 times 1.2 would be, okay, so 1440 damage body shots roughly. And then if we multiply that by 1.5, we get, wait, no, that's not right, is it? That can't be right. No, there's no way she still gets 2100 damage headshots with that, right? Am I doing the math wrong? I think I might be doing the math wrong. Let's see, is it 1440 times 1.25 then? No, that's not right either. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing with the maths on the headshots, but it shouldn't be 2100. It's probably like 2000 now or something like that. But yeah, well-deserved nerf to Kinessa. Thank goodness, she needed it. Koga, Blood Reaper buff. This is good. Blood Reaper is garbage in its current state, and it's going to be a little bit better now. So you get even more damage on the targets, from 115% of their base health to 125% of their base health across the duration. You get even more movement speed, so it's going to be harder to run away. Instead of just being able to outrun it with Nimble 2, pretty much, you won't be able to outrun it with Nimble 3. Nimble 3 gives 21% movement speed buff. This is 25% movement speed, so you're not going to be able to outrun this now unless you're playing Vivian or something like that. Or you have a movement ability. So, Tyra, beware of Blood Reaper. Inara, beware of Blood Reaper. That's going to be terrifying for them. And he also finally gets something that should have been on there in the first place. Increase the ultimate charge rate by 15%. This just makes sense, because Blood Reaper basically sacrifices your ability to kill things effectively, or basically augment your ability to kill things effectively without your ult. So you know how Dragon Fangs gives you, you know, the ability to spam your claws more. Adrenaline Junkie gives you more energy, which means you can use your abilities more. Blood Reaper sacrifices that, so it's harder to kill things, you know, normally without his ult. So it makes sense that he gets his ult faster with the ultimate charge rate now. That's a good change. I like it. Anyways, Lex. Magnums can now be held onto fire, so he's no longer semi-automatic in his regular fire now. You can just hold it. I guess it makes it a little bit easier to aim, hopefully. It should be a nice change, I guess. I don't really like semi-automatic. You know, breaking my mouse trying to play Lex is a little bit frustrating. Leon, talents, precision. Increase total stacks from 4 to 5. So, how much damage does that do? Hold on, Leon. Talents, precision. So that gives 7% buff times 5 now. So that's 35% extra damage on her shots, which do 400 damage a pop. So, quick maths, 400 times 1.35 is 540 damage body shots. So she's going to get over 600 damage headshots, which is a little bit crazy. So she's going to be a bit more of an effective tank killer with precision then, because if you charge up 5 stacks, all of a sudden you're doing some pretty substantial DPS to them. I mean, 540, you know, you can get 2 of those and 2 of those shots per second. That's 1,040 damage per second. Combine that with your abilities. She's going to be a bit more of an effective tank killer with precision. I still don't understand why it doesn't apply to the rest of her abilities, like Luminary does, but whatever. I mean, more of an excuse to pick precision as opposed to the other 2 toxic talents, so that's good, I guess. Makoa, Leviathan buff, increased ultimate charge rate 15% to 25%. They also said that they're looking at Barrier Reef to change that, but they didn't put it in the patch notes. So, yeah, maybe a change to Barrier Reef sometime along the PTS, but this is the one change to Makoa for the time being. just Leviathan buff. Yay. Andrew, for Nessa, you did the math right. It will still do 2160 even I did the math and got the same answer. I don't know. Maybe there's some sort of hidden thing we're not accounting for in our math. Because, I mean, if steady aim is getting nerfed, it should be doing the same damage on headshots that you used to. So, yeah, maybe we're not accounting for something in our math. Pretty sure the headshots of steady aim Canessa were 2300. No, they weren't. Let me go demonstrate in training range real quick. Will the stream be put on YouTube? I might just make a massive highlight of the patch notes reading section and not the reaction section. So, alright, Canessa. There we go. Canessa, steady aim. I guess just go infinite ammo or something. Alright. Head over this way. Alright, Victor. Let's go and do a body shot to you. We have steady aim proc active, headshot, 2160. So yeah, that's with the current steady aim. So theoretically it should be doing less damage next patch. Even though me and Leon's math with the calculators says it'll still do 2160, so yeah, there must be something we're not accounting for in the math. Or maybe it's just bugged. I don't know. But yeah, you're almost able to one-shot Victor. Leave him on 40 HP. If we throw a mine out there, I mean, it's just crazy. There we go, 1 kill on you, and kill you, and kill you, and it goes back to you. So yeah, this nerf is definitely needed. Very, very good. And of course, if you ult, bop. Oh, big damage. So yeah, I'm so glad she's getting nerfed. Anyways, back to lobby. Wrong button. There we go. Alright. Maldamba, he's also getting some buffs. Mending Spirits, just getting a raw healing per second buff. Very slight, but hey, I'll take it, you know. I like Damba. And he's also getting a major cooldown buff on his cooldown reduction card for Gourds, mini Gourds. Instead of getting cooldown reduction from 2.5 seconds max, you know, you max this card out, you get 2.5 second cooldown reduction. Now it's going all the way up to 4 seconds if you max it out, so pretty crazy cooldown reduction. Also Venomous Gourd, more life steal granted to allies if they stay into the Gourd. And I think they also bug fix it so that it actually works properly now. A little bit more healing if you throw the Gourd, I think. Pungent Gourd is the one that heals when you throw, right? Let's see, Maldamba, come here. Boom, boom. Let's see, where is it? Where is it? Yeah, Pungent Gourd, so you heal yourself after activating Gourd. That's what that card is getting. Slight buff. Spirit's Touch. Using Slither increases your movement speed by up to 40% for 3 seconds after using Slither. They're changing it from healing after using Slither, I think, right? Spirit's Touch? Yeah. So instead of healing, you get movement speed. Honestly, I think it's a little bit better, because Damba can already heal himself with the Gourd. He doesn't need that after Slither. The movement speed will give it a lot more mobility, which is nice. And also Snake Pit, getting a slight movement speed buff. Well, I say slight, it's getting doubled. From, if you cap it out, it'll be 10%, all the way up to 20%. So he'll have the same movement speed as Vivian now, if Vivian maxes out, because Vivian also gets 20% movement speed if you max that card out. Boom, boom, 20%. So it's going to be the same as One Step Ahead. So imagine One Step Ahead, but on Damba now. That's what you can have with Snake Pit. Pretty crazy. Alright. Moji, Snack Attack, getting buffed from 600 to 900 healing. And keep in mind this is a team-wide heal, which is a little bit weird, but yeah, Snack Attack, I guess much better now next patch. So that's exciting for the few emoji players there are in the world. Pip also getting a buff on Mega Potion, so he's getting more healing on that. Basically going from 100% extra healing to 115% extra healing. So instead of being a 2,000 health potion, it'll be a 2,150 health potion, which is pretty cool, honestly. Because Mega Potion is definitely the inferior talent to Combat Medic right now. This will make it a little bit burstier, which is nice. Rom's getting some nerfs. Less damage reduction on Juggernaut with Enforcer, which I kind of see why they do this, but also I don't know if he really needed it, because if you've ever played Rom against Grover or Genos or Inara Warder's Field Crippling, or Inara Treacherous Ground, I mean, Burn Monster, there's just so many things that could take you out of your Juggernaut, so it's really hard to capitalize on that, but I guess if you're not going against those, Enforcer can be a little bit crazy, so that's nice, I guess. And he's also getting a little bit less sustain in his cards, Shattered Essence. So, yeah, it's going to be a little bit easier to kill him next patch. Ruckus! Ruckus is getting some buffs as well. More shielding on Flux Generator. Yay! Still don't think you're going to see that too much, but it's slightly better if you need a point tank, I guess. Also, Mitter's getting more duration on the shield, which I guess is also cool, you know. More uptime on that survivability, it's always nice. Opulence, the card that heals you when you hit people with a missile launcher, now heals for each player hit, so you can get, you know, double the healing, for example. But they reduce the heal from 100 to 60. So if you hit 2 people, you'll get 120 healing. If you hit 3 people, you get 180, but if you only hit 1, you'll get 60. So it's a nerf and a buff simultaneously. I think this is more geared towards if you use Rocket Barrage, because that's where you're really going to see this card shine. And at the ready, you get more ammo generation for hitting people with missiles. So, yeah, light buffs. Sort of reaching the end, we only got a few champions left. Ceres, she's getting quite the slew of buffs. More healing on mortal reach, from 17% extra, or I guess 17% speed buff to 25% speed buff on mortal reach. So that's cool, more healing there. Restore Soul, increased healing granted to adjacent allies, going up from 40% to 60%. More group healing on Ceres. You're going to see her being, overall a much better healer next patch if you go mortal reach, so that's nice. Shadow Travel, reduced cooldown, more survivability. And here's a really interesting change. So Ren's Soul is getting the cooldown reduced from 10 seconds to 5 seconds. Split in half, which is an indirect buff to Soul Collector and to Agony, because you'll be able to get those procs of Agony more quickly, and you'll also be able to charge up your stacks more quickly with Soul Collector. But it does come at a cost. Less damage, on Ren's Soul, from 100 per tier down to 60 per tier, and you're also getting less healing from those stacks, from 50% down to 8%, so they're cutting that in half, which is a pretty big cost, but again, indirect buff to both those talents, so that'll be interesting. We'll see what the level 200 and level 400 and level 600 Ceres mains have to say about that. Alright, and of course you got some cards buff too. More duration of movement speed increase when you go Bane, which I think is a card that gives you movement speed after you use Ren's Soul, if I recall correctly. Let's see. Bane. Where's Bane? Bane. Every soul orb stack you detonate increases your movement speed by 1% for 3 seconds up to a maximum of 15%. So yeah, that's getting buff. Nice. Decrease the cooldown reduction on Ren's Soul. This is kind of go alongside this cooldown reduction, so you're not going to have like a 2.5 second cooldown on Ren's Soul. Instead, it'll be like a 3 second cooldown, I think. Duskwalker. Increase the cooldown reduction on her Shadow Travel card, so up to 4 seconds now, as opposed to 3 seconds, I think. And this last change, I'm not really sure why she needed this, but they're buffing Sorceress, so more ultimate charge rate. Instead of capping out at 25%, it'll cap out at 35% now, which confuses me, because I always thought this card was already pretty strong, but I guess it needed a buff in the eyes of the devs? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess more convergences, which is nice. Her ult has always been pretty powerful, so yeah, that's overall some nice buffs to Ceres. She's going to be a much better healer now. Maybe she'll finally be out of C tier. Alright, Terminus. Small buff to Undying. Just increase the threshold to get the damage reduction from 40% to 50%. So, more uptime on the damage reduction is nice. Speed Terminus will be a little bit better now, because I know a lot of people use Speed Terminus with Undying. I do myself. So, yeah. Terminus is going to be even crazier now with that talent, which is nice. Tiberius. Honestly, we could even skip this buff. Nobody's going to use Vicious Assault after this buff. Like, you still can't reliably hit the damage, so why would you increase the damage? Like, make it easier to hit the damage. The damage wasn't the problem, it's just the reliability of it, so yeah, Vicious Assault. God, so insignificant. Oh, so insignificant. In English. So insignificant. Let's just move on. Torvald. Thanks Grandpa is getting nerfed. No longer will you be able to give your teammates 1,000 health shields with Thanks Grandpa. Instead, 800 health shields. But you're still going to be able to give them, the healing, and the movement speed, and the ammo from your cards. So he's still going to be a potent buffer, but he's not going to be as cancerous now. The Torvald Koga combination, that's not going to be as scary now. Still a little bit terrifying. I mean, that is 800 damage, That's, what, 2 shots from Willow, pretty much still? So, yeah. Still, I think it'll still be a little bit crazy, but yeah, he's a less effective buffer now, and he also doesn't have really a good option for being, an off tank that can frag, or a point tank that can survive on point a little bit better, so yeah. At least it gets a new skin, though? Sure. They buffed Wrecker and nerfed this? Oh yeah, I forgot about that, Leon. Yeah. So they buffed Wrecker, so yeah. That's also sort of nerfing this, too. And of course, Makoa is not going to be affected by Wrecker. The buff to Wrecker is actually sort of a buff to Makoa, half shell, with Barrier Reef. So, yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out. Because that is true. So, yeah, that actually makes Torvald even worse then. Poor guy. He needs some buffs to survivability or something like that. Like, he needs some options besides Thanks Grandpa that open up some opportunities for him to be an off tank, Or even a point tank, like give him shield suck back, where you can drain the shields and add it to your own, and then buff the personal shield too. Like, that would be cool. And they also need to fix the bug where Koga's ultimate just goes right through the personal shield and ignores it and just attacks his base health instead. Because that's really annoying. It makes Torvald pretty much it makes Torvald pretty much dead to Koga ult. Especially with the Blood Reaper buff too. Like, so. Yeah. Torvald, still kind of in a bad spot meta-wise, I'd say, but at least he gets a skin. That's progress. And on to the last champion who got changed. Willow got some buffs. Nightshade, more damage on Nightshade, so you're going to see that picked up a little bit more, I think. You know, get that burst where you shoot, then immediately use Nightshade. That's going to be, quick maths, 1150 damage now, so almost a sniper shot. And you have to keep in mind that Dead Zone also is 100% cauterize. So, yeah, Nightshade, nice buff. And she also gets some card buffs to complement that, so all 3 of her cards that got changed are all buffs to Dead Zone. So Pixie Dust, you get more healing for standing in Dead Zone. Shenanigans, you get more movement speed in Dead Zone. And if you leave the Dead Zone, I think it goes to 3 seconds, right? Or is it just enter it once, get it for 3 seconds? Hold on. Willow. Where is Willow? I need to look at the cards. Actually, I'm going to go here. Movement speed. Oh, so it's just after activating Dead Zone. I see. So after activating Dead Zone, you get more movement speed and you get more duration on that. Okay, cool. I thought it was one of those things where, like, you stand in the Grok totem and you get the movement speed while you're in that, and then I thought it would be something like step out of it for 3 seconds, you still get it, but that's not like it. That's not what it is at all. But hey, still, buffs, I'll take it. And also Sparkle. This one's actually a really interesting one. Increase the duration of Dead Zone. Instead of capping out at 2.5 seconds, now caps out at 3 seconds. More duration on Dead Zone. That sounds scary, especially if you rock the card that reduces the cooldown. Yeah. Or, you know, you go Just Believe. You could have a Dead Zone up pretty much constantly now if you go the right build, so... yeah, interesting. Willow buffs, nice. Ultimately, I like a lot of these buffs and changes. I mean, there's a few questionable ones, but overall, I kind of like the balance changes, for the most part. I especially like, you know, some of the not necessarily played that often talents getting some love, like Blood Reaper, for example. I really like the change to that. I like the nerf to Kinessa. Just the IO nerf. So questionable. So questionable. That's definitely going to be the change to look at for sure, out of all of these changes. 100%. Anyway, so it's 3 whole bug fixes. Fix an issue where Mighty's Dragon can hit enemies with Frostfire Breath through thin walls. You know, that's probably a good change, I guess. Maldamba fixed 2 cards, which didn't function properly. And also fix an issue where physical VFX and items that appeared during emotes could stick on champion models if the emote was cancelled early. The most notable example of this is if you're emoting with a master emote that has one of those coins, and you cancel it early, you get the coin stuck between your groin, which is just kind of awkward. It looked weird, so I'm glad they're fixing that. Not that many bug fixes, but honestly, there's not too many bugs, really, that they could fix, at least none that I've noticed. So, yeah, ultimately, Season 4, I'm very excited. Very excited for War Mama, very excited for a lot of these changes. And yeah, ranked borders, new skins and stuff. Torvald skin, that's going to be super hype, although we're not going to get it right away because, of course, it's locked behind winning 100 ranked matches. But yeah, Season 4, very excited. Very excited for the PTS, and I can't wait to try out Yagorath there. That's just going to be... it's going to be a blast experimenting with her, because she is definitely super unique. I've never seen a champion like that. I don't think there's a champion in the game even close to that. Like, close to this just madness that is Yagorath. She stands still, but then she also has Sonic the Hedgehog Droidica mode. That's insane. But anyways, we are just about reaching the 3-hour mark. We've checked out the update show after lots of delays and lots of bugs on Twitch. Check out the patch notes. I'll probably turn this into a highlight and upload this to YouTube, just for the YouTube people to check out the patch notes there. Check out my thoughts on that. But we are going to go ahead and end off the stream here. So thank you guys for watching. I guess make sure to follow me if you want to see more PTS content. I will definitely be streaming the PTS as soon as that comes out. Which, nope, still not out yet. But it might be out, I don't know, Friday. Or hopefully it comes out Friday, because then that'd be perfect for the stream. But yeah, follow me if you want to see PTS content. I will definitely be playing that. Also subscribe to me on YouTube if you want to see PTS content. And also other Paladins videos. And yeah, also shout out to my... affiliate partner person, ExpressVPN. If you want a special deal on ExpressVPN, you know, you need a VPN, you need some privacy, then go click my link in the description. You get a special deal, and you help support the channel. But yeah, that's about it. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all next time. Peace out.